Hi everyone, it's Natasha from the Cozy Cushion. I just dropped by because it's been an emotional Monday for me. My day didn't go according to plan, and I didn't realize it until I got home that my emotions were out of control. So I thought I would drop by because that's what my channel is about self-care, self-love, and troubleshooting emotions, thoughts and ideas and different things that I find interesting. And as some of you know, I come here frequently to practice very, very basic breath work. So today when I got home, I was really emotional. I was feeling all the emotions at once, and I know you can maybe relate to that, and I just didn't know what to do. So when I don't know what to do, I've trained my body and my mind to take a break, to take a moment. So I went and I got my yoga mat and I rolled it out, and I have two blankets that are small. One is a turquoise. My bulldog's laying on them. Let's see if we can get a little view of where I was a little while ago. There we go. So Ben is where I was. So here is my yoga mat up there under the white blanket. This white blanket is soft and shepra, and it has gold flexes in it. And the turquoise blanket makes me feel very grounded and safe and relaxed. And I've trained my body to, when I'm upset or angry or my day's not going according to plan, the first thing I do is I troubleshoot and be a first responder for my emotions and to calm my central nervous system. So I'm just going to take you through kind of what I did for myself, and I feel much better. So I had a dentist appointment. Excuse me, sorry, I got a frog now. And I'm going through a dental process of where I need to get teeth removed. My two front teeth, as a matter of fact, and one of my bottom teeth as well. I've already lost one of my bottom front teeth, but the second one needs to be replaced. And I'm not handling it emotionally well, to tell you the truth. So today was my second appointment to meet with the denturist to do impressions, to excuse me, I'm so sorry, to get that underway. Long story short, nothing ended up happening, but I was severely triggered in a few aspects. I won't go into details, but I just was emotional. I was extremely sad. A lot of emotions that I've gone through in the last 5 years kind of hit me at once, and I just felt really knocked down. I felt a little bit hopeless. I felt short of breath. My stomach was upset, and I felt slightly panicky, but not really. There was really nothing wrong. It was just an emotional experience that I needed to move through, and I knew that. So I came home, I got my yoga mat, I turned everything off in my house that was making any sound, including my computer. I turned my cell phone off. I laid down my mat and I just sat. I put the blanket around me, around my shoulders. I gave myself a hug. So one arm goes on top of the shoulder, the other one goes below, and you just squeeze yourself just for a moment. And this does a few positive things. One is it feels really good on your back and your arms. So it's actually just a stretch. but it also automatically starts to calm you down. And so I did that. I usually do that before I lay down. And I lay down on the mat, my cozy blanket, and there's a breath work that's really great at emotional rescue. And it goes like this: you breathe in short breaths and add them up. So they're just until you're full. So that was 4 for me. It's going to be different for everybody, but you're just taking in one little breath at a time until you're full of breath. So for me, that was 4. So just one, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale. But really go, ah. And when you go, ah, not only is it a sigh, it releases pent up emotions in your body, and it relaxes your muscles. So if your muscle tense, if your heart tense, if you're emotionally tense and raw feeling, what happened for me when I did this breath work, and I just did it very slow, very controlled, over and over again. So that might have been 15 times. It's not a long time. So it was just a series of me going, all my air out. Very slow and controlled. You want it to feel okay for you. And what happened for me during this time was a huge emotional release. There was a lot of tears. I try not to allow my mind to take over and become analytical in these moments, like asking me, why are you upset? What could possibly be wrong? I don't put through myself through a question period process. I allow myself to feel, most importantly, and process what it is I'm experiencing in the present moment. So I give myself an opportunity to find my peace, be grounded. So my yoga mat grounds me, my blankets comfort me. That hug releases tension in my upper back, my shoulders, and my neck. It immediately calms my central nervous system. And then when you move through a very simple, easy, scripted breath work that you know is going to work for you, like there's a sleeping pill breath work. I'll do that video again because we all need a refresher, and I find it so helpful. And the more you practice these breath work techniques, the more benefits they'll bring you in the long run. You'll become very versed in tuning into yourself, your well-being, where you're at in your present moment, but most importantly, alleviating your own worry, stress, and suffering by bringing down those levels of cortisol, by bringing oxygen into your bloodstream and through your whole body, and bringing yourself into stillness and awareness instead of going out and being caught up in distractions and everyday life. Or what a lot of people do is they suppress these feelings down, and that's not good for us, friends. It can cause a lot of problems with you can cause heart problems. It can make us very anxious, and makes a lot of us, to tell you honestly, angry when we suppress thoughts and feelings and emotions that we don't know how to process. So we just stuff them down or put them on the back burner or toss them to one side. They pile up, and they can avalanche over our physical body and health and well-being rather quickly, especially if we're moving through things such as grief, which, friends, we are so much moving through a period of grief. in a variety of ways, so many ways, as a matter of fact. And we need to support ourselves during that processing, mentally in our minds, physically for our bodies, and spiritually, to bring us to the place of peace and wellness and stability in our lives. In order for us to be stable, we need to practice stability exercises. And one of those stability exercises is attending to our personal needs, our well-being. So if we need a break or a moment, or we need comfort, we give it to ourselves. We don't hold other people hostage to draw it from them and go out and get it. We can do that. That's also option. But when we can give it to ourselves, it's so much more meaningful. And honestly, it's very reassuring. Helps you become self-reliant and self-aware. And my favorite part is it chilled me out. It calmed me down. It brought me back to myself, and it lessened my worry about all those things that I could tailspin into. You know, like being an empty nester is coming up for me. I just turned 50. I need to get dental work done that feels very major to me, and it's extremely overwhelming. And there's just things that we need to maneuver in life, and they bring us stressors. And if we can bring ourselves to peace and calm and light our candles. Of course, I have my candles lit here. That was another thing I did when I laid on my yoga mat. I always, in a very safe, contained place. Sorry, I want to move, but my chair is so squeaky. I always light myself a candle because I was when I come home from the dentist, friends, I was spiraling into darkness quick. That's where I was going. The world felt heavy, very heavy. I felt anxious, not only from tuning into the news yesterday, but of my own life, my own decisions, and things I've been putting on the back burner, things I've been inadvertently allowing to bottle up, and so on and so forth. So if you'll just want to sit with me for a minute, let's go through just 5 of these simple breaths. I want you to get a really good feeling of how this can feel for you and change things for you. So this is a great exercise to do when you're emotional. Can't speak specifically. So if you've been crying, if you've been really upset, if you've been really worried, if you're just devastated over something, this is a great exercise to participate in. And it's not going to feel natural at first, but it does shift the energy that we need to shift in those moments. So 5 breaths. It's a series of slow in breaths. So we'll just do as many as comfortable for you. Don't adjust your breath to my breath. Allow yourself to learn how to breathe naturally for you. So we're just going to do 4 because I think that's maybe a good number to start. 4 breaths in through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. All your air out. Nice, slow and controlled. There is no hurry. You can do this while you're crying. You can do this while you're mad and upset. In through the nose. Exhale. 1 nice long big breath. Inhale. 4 small breaths. Deep as you can. Exhale. All that breath out. 2 more times. 1. Exhale, nice and soft, all the way out. You can always end with a hiss. That gets us stagnant air out of the real bottom of our lungs. So it's a very healthy practice for our lungs. Inhale. Deep on the fourth. All the way down in that abdomen. Exhale. And out. You can do this as many times as you can to shift the energy in your body. Allow your mind to relax. Participate as being your own best friend and remind yourself, relax. You're okay. You're home. You're safe. You're going to give yourself a moment to process information that you need to process. Envision your loved ones that you miss surrounding you, cheering for you, being with you in all those moments that you feel alone in. That's when our loved ones' spirits always show up for us, is in those moments where we're greatly distracted. So we might be at a wedding and dancing the night away, or we might be curled up in a little ball, feeling like our world's coming to a dreadful end. Our loved ones, indeed, as an intuitive empath with psychic ability, I know with my whole heart that that's when they show up for you. Like my loved one showed up for me today while I was on my yoga mat doing my breath work, participating in the rescue of my own self, my own soul, and my own emotions. You've got this, friends. Life's not easy. Find people you enjoy and spend time with them. Maybe get to know them. That's beneficial too. But when you're feeling alone, you always have your breath and you always have your loved ones. And I highly recommend that you take time to tune into both, because I feel a whole lot better. And I hope this technique comes in handy for you or your loved ones, because that's the goal here, friends. You're loved by me, and I want us to just all feel better every day in every way. Talk to you soon.